Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel today. My name is Christian, and today we're here to talk about the new record from Crown the Empire. It is titled Retrograde. Now, I've never been a fan of Crown the Empire. In fact, I've really disliked everything I've ever heard from them. So I went into this record with very low expectations. To give you a bit of backstory on why I stand like this on Crown the Empire, there is a major problem going on with the Warped Tour type scene at the moment where it's just all the same thing. Everything sounds exactly the same. There's a few bands that stick out and are doing something different and even just have better songwriting qualities to them. Bands like Of Mice and Men, bands like the new record from The Word Alive, which I think is really strong. Bands like Issues, who are doing something completely different with metalcore music now. And then bands like Beartooth, even though I didn't like their new record at all. But anyway, to get back onto Crown the Empire, never been a fan, just thought they were just another standard generic-core band. So this isn't a horribly bad record. This is probably the best one I've heard from them. Having said that, is it anything other than a generic metalcore record? No, not really. It's basically everything that you would expect from Crown the Empire. So if you're a Crown the Empire fan, I'm sure you're going to really like this record. Why you feel the need to listen to Crown the Empire when there's so many exciting bands out there, especially this year, I can't answer that question for you. You have to reevaluate your own life. Anyway, so is this a good album? No, not really. It's kind of middle of the road. As I said, generic metalcore. There's no real hint of originality or creativity. Everything's just overproduced and sounds way too polished. Sounds like it was made on a computer. Doesn't sound like the band have ever played in a room together. It just sounds very overproduced, as I said. And it makes you wonder, what makes this band at all exciting or different? This band are massive in the States. Not so sure about other parts of the world. I know over here in Australia, they're not very big at all, which I'm very glad about. But what makes people want to listen to this band? You can listen to another 30 or 40 bands in the Warped Tour scene now who sound exactly like this. And I just don't get why you'd listen to any of them. It doesn't make sense to me. Bands like The Amity Affliction, bands like who we're talking about now, Crown the Empire, Memphis Mayfire, Sleeping with Sirens, all these bands just boring. There's nothing going on. There's too much sampling on this record as well. So much so that it makes you go, how much of the band did this? Is this just all the producer doing some creative things in the studio? Like, it's just massive amounts of sampling over basic guitar riffs, basic drumming, and then simple vocals. Vocally, there's nothing too interesting or exciting. Again, just overproduced, and I really don't like the tone that the screamer has. Lyrically, nothing really grips me. It's all just Tumblr lyrics. If you go on Tumblr, you type in lyrics, it'll just come up with all these inspirational quotes from all these types of bands that are just copy and paste, Tumblr lyrics. Just boring. Nothing sincere or emotional about anything going on. Again, I feel like I need to say this. It's not a bad record. It's just middle of the road. It's fine. And is that good enough in today's music scene? I think not. I think you need to be exciting, you need to be doing something different. And even if you are borrowing from the past, you need to be doing something new with it. So that's why bands like Cane Hill and Creeper are doing so well right now, is because they're borrowing from the past, but they're bringing the modern day sound to that and doing something really creative and really original. Hence why they're two of the most exciting bands in this world right now. This album just feels flat, and if you enjoy this record, that's good for you, cool, but just know there are so many more exciting bands out there that you should be listening to over this. If you're spending your days listening to this type of music, then I feel like it's just a waste of time. It's just your typical generic-core album, and it's just not good enough in my opinion. I'm going to give this album a 2 out of 5. I usually do a top 3 tracks. I really don't have a top 3. They all just kind of went in one ear, straight out the other, and I don't really have much more to say about the record, so I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend definitely going and checking out the new Periphery record that comes out this week. I did the review for that yesterday, so you should go check that out as well. There's so many exciting records coming out. a massive year for music, so I just feel like there's no justification for listening to a record like this. Anyway, thanks for watching my videos today. Please hit subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Fresh Currents.